All right, what is up, you awesome CistReactZ, CistReactZ guys? Today we're going to be reacting to I Solved FNAF Security Breach, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Theory by FNAF. So make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to FNAF, and comment down below. And make sure you guys do the same for my channel and turn on all notifications if you guys want more Five Nights at Freddy's content and reaction content. Let's get into this.
I spent the last month
smack that like button, bro. We gotta reach the top
recommended,
recommended.
trying to figure out what mysteries
we're made
to
of.
solve, and there's a lot. I feel like MatPat has taken on the bigger mysteries of this game and has largely been correct. But what I found is that there's still a ton of questions that have gone unanswered. In this video, I'm gonna explain my journey of trying to figure out the story of this game and showing you some things that I've yet to see anyone else discover. I want to make it very clear. This is
like
just
button
a
of Five Nights at Freddy's
I'm not
confuses
saying
you.
any of this is fact, but I do think there are some really cool things that I've seen no one discover yet. So sit back, relax, and please do not send me hate tweets on twitter.com.
Oh, that's going to happen already. People
here,
don't know how to stop hating on theories.
I've always been curious
Why do people hate on
this
theories?
because we never really found out who lives here. Is it Gregory living in the Pizzaplex because he has nowhere to go, or was it Vanny plotting her plan to bring back Afton? I decided to give the room a deeper look since I've never really done that before. I knew I wasn't going to find anything life-changing because we've already kind of found all the secrets in this game, or so I thought. While casually looking around, I heard this noise. Then looked down to see the glass on the floor. I never even noticed the glass before this moment because it's so easy to miss in all the clutter. But the most shocking thing to me wasn't the glass, it was the fact that the glass had a sound effect. In a game as huge as Security Breach, where they reuse textures and sounds all over the place, why place glass on the ground and take the time to add a sound effect when you walk over it? I turned my more casual lore hunt into a month-long investigation and over glass? Was that one sound effect. In a game that's as confusing as this, I thought it'd be important to just start at the beginning. How did this all start? And the only place we can really figure that out is I feel like if nobody knew that glass was there, this man has single-handedly started another Five Nights at Freddy's theorist hunt, which everyone's gonna analyze the video game, look through texture files and all that stuff like the FNAF community already does. You know what? Hit that like button if you're guilty of this. FNAF community are tryhards when it comes to mysteries. FNAF AR was alive, I love it. It was supposed to be the bridge from FNAF Help Wanted to Security Breach, effectively setting up the story for the new game. In FNAF AR, a bunch of emails were found that seemed to be a conversation between Vanessa and Lewis, both working for Fazbear Entertainment at the time. These emails showed Lewis, who works in the IT department, trying to warn Vanessa about some red flags I was just about to read that, but then he just said what it was about. Finding in her search history during work hours. Finding that she goes from searching things like flowers and the migration pattern of bees to how far can a human being be cut in half before losing consciousness. These red flags don't get her fired because Lewis has a major crush on her and constantly asks her for coffee throughout these emails. Damaged goods is always the best. I don't blame Lewis. He receives all the red flag reports and that he would rather quit than file an incident report on her. As the one-sided conversation goes on, Lewis starts to get more concerned. He notices that she searched the word help and ordered a torture device called a thumbscrew to the office. If you don't know what a thumbscrew is, I'm not going to show an actual one on screen, but if you have the stomach for it, I'm going to go look it up. The fuck? I can clearly see that thumbscrews are not for carpentry and for torture. We at CistReactZ would like to tell the good boys and girls at home that we do not promote torture or looking it up. Do not search up thumbscrews, okay? Good. Yikes. But if you have the stomach for it, you can Google it if you want. Lewis goes on to say that it feels like there's two sides of Vanessa. Yeah, thumbscrews are crazy. One that orders cupcake cookbooks and one that is Googling how to induce compliance in human subjects. These emails were all posted in December of 2019, which means that we found out that Vanny and Vanessa could possibly be the same person 2 years before the actual game's release. And I know what you're thinking. Are these emails even still canon? Some of these were dug up in the source code of FNAF AR and not officially released. Are those still canon? And I thought the same thing. Probably not. And said he knew the emails would get out eventually, kind of confirming their canonicity, but other than that, I wasn't sure until I looked around the secret daycare room. A lot of people theorized that this room and the little room under the pirate ship in Pirate's Cove belonged to Gregory, living at the mall because he has nowhere else to go. I think I remember that room, the pirate ship room he was talking about, not the other one. Those are adult clothes. So if it's not Gregory, who is it? Well, let's keep looking. In the box right in the middle of the room, there's a few things. One of them being a cupcake tin. Remember, Lewis mentioned that Vanessa likes cupcakes. But the biggest piece of evidence was right in front of us the whole time. Right on the table in the main room is a thumb screw. The same thing that Lewis mentioned Vanessa ordered to the office. This object doesn't appear anywhere else in the entire game. It was made specifically for this room.
That was just in the game? What the heck?
Onto the platform that Sun jumps off
so much I missed. I only played right through the game.
Flowers.
Didn't see all these
Lewis
secrets.
mentions that Vanessa likes flowers, cupcakes, and ordered a thumb screw to the office. Match that with the sticky note over here depicting a beach with a crab and seashells, just like the other hideout in Pirate's Cove. At this point, I was losing my mind because just like the 3 pixels of Chica's beak in the FNAF 4 minigame, this little thumb screw in a secret room of this game seemed to solve the mystery. The FNAF AR emails actually play a bigger role than I originally thought. That one thumb screw seemingly connects the content of FNAF AR to this game, but we still don't have a definitive answer for who is occupying this room. It could definitely be Vanessa, but what if I told you it could also be Lewis? The one person who is extremely concerned about Vanessa and who admits in the emails that her red flag orders get sent to him. That would explain all the boxes in the room filled with things she likes like nail files, a cupcake tin, and the thumb screw that might have been thrown in with it all. What if Lewis is the one hiding in the mall trying to figure out what Vanessa is up to? Need more proof? In the secret room right next to the hanging clothes, you can see a duffel bag containing a message. The message that you find is titled Arcade Conspiracy. The message reads, exit interview. They are working together. The arcades, they are hiding something. The glitches, glitch them all at the same time, then the princess will recognize me. She's testing me. I am not yet worthy. The others are protecting it. Let me stay. I'm so close. Just one more night, please. I can save the princess. This is one message in a series of messages from someone who works at the company who is investigating the Princess Quest arcade machines. Although this employee is never named, the message right before this one is titled Red Flag, the one thing that Lewis said he's in charge of. Need more proof? Well, let's look around. Remember the box we found the cupcake tin in? See how it's sitting on top of another box? If you look into that box at a certain angle, you can see a note with the numbers 141. Now, where in this game can you find something with the numbers 141 in it? Let me point you towards the retro CDs, specifically retro CD number 57141. This is one of the only CDs that mentions Lewis. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, Vanessa. Let's jump right in, shall we? I got a message last night about you, and I have to be honest, it was upsetting. Apparently, the IT department has put together a pretty lengthy report chronicling non-job related communications that have been coming to your computer. What bothers me about what I read is that the messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature.
I get a lot of messages from friends. I like when Lewis writes to me. He's funny.
I'm not talking about Lewis. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm not in the tech department. I just type on the computers.
I know that. But what matters here is that this person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
Oh,
that last line Vanessa says is very important. Let me read you a part of this email that Lewis sent Vanessa.
Mind control. Sometimes I need to listen. Like, what the heck?
I think that might be the first time we've actually had an in-person conversation. I had no idea you were into IT stuff. I always think my job sounds so boring, but you were so interested it made me start thinking, hey, maybe IT is cool after all. Or maybe you're just a good listener.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
These emails were meant to play a bigger role in this game than I thought they would. Everyone, including me, thought Steelwool scrapped the story they originally started with because we figured it out beforehand. But what if we didn't figure out all of it yet? What if, at least for some parts, they're telling the story they've been meaning to tell since 2019? Spoiler alert, they're not. At least I think. Let me show you what I found. After looking at all the evidence, I firmly believe that Illumix and Steelwool were trying to tell two versions of the same story. Or Illumix was trying to set up the story for a security breach and Steelwool decided to retcon some of it. And the proof for this statement comes from somewhere that you will not expect. Back when FNAF AR was announced, Illumix made a
the worst one in my opinion
under the name user 5541GGNIK001, using this account to respond to people expressing their excitement for FNAF AR. But the FNAF community quickly figured out that this was no random fan, it was Illumix themselves. The account then revealed itself to be Illumix and posted an odd paragraph detailing some lore about the game. In this paragraph, they explained that the animatronics have been acting weird because of some bad code, and that some QA testers left as a result of a failed test case. Does that sound familiar? Because it's the same story from FNAF VR Help Wanted. Someone scans a circuit board from an animatronic into the system, leading to one of the QAs, Jeremy, to become, let's say, a failed test case. We find out in more emails from FNAF AR that the bad code turned out to be a virus that was put in their system when they scanned the circuit boards of one of the vintage animatronics. The company panics, trying to reach out to James Campbell from Fazbear Entertainment to get some help, but he never responds. Eventually, someone does respond, and it's Vanessa, claiming that she's from Fazbear Entertainment and that she talked to Jim, aka James, who she likely killed, and she can help them if they give her full access to their system. They end up trusting her and giving her full access. Now Vanessa has full access to send killer animatronics wherever she pleases, maybe to get rid of
worst case scenario.
Too close to the truth.
The woman's body was pretty messed up. It looked like it was mangled by machinery.
But I believe Steelwool decided to take things in a different direction, seemingly splitting up the actions of Vanessa and FNAF AR between Vanessa.
I never actually got that. I heard that audio before, mangled by machinery, but I never really thought about it like that. Like, that was what AR was being used for. Bro, I feel like every time I watch a theory, I'm being, like, filled in and reminded, and it feels like I just heard it at the same time. But this is a first-time case. I didn't ever think about it as, like, her sending them there and that she got that information. Or she got that access to do so.
And Patient 46, since 46 was revealed to be the hacker who wasn't surprised that the therapists were going missing. This was the frustrating part of doing this research, because some things connect to the FNAF AR emails so well, and then some things don't. For example, Lewis works in the IT department in the FNAF AR emails, but in the Retro CDs and Security Breach, Vanessa says he works in the marketing department. In the FNAF AR emails, Vanessa is revealed to be 23 years old with a birthday in September of 1997, which would place Security Breach in 2020. We can even figure out the exact month it took place through the security reports from these emails, showing that the virus entered their systems in September. But within my lore hunt, I actually found out that Security Breach takes place in March. How? Throughout the mall, there's these magazines, and the Chica one seems to be very blurry, but the Freddy one seems clear as day. On it, you can see it says Spring Edition. Need more proof? One of the biggest mysteries about Security Breach were the whiteboards outside of the party rooms and the daycare. I wrote them off as
never
just
seen
random
that.
numbers and letters to fill space, but if you look closer, they actually begin to make sense, the erased writing as hints. The first column represents how many kids and which animatronic will be at the party. The second column represents how many parents will be at the party, and the third column represents the date of the party. All of them close together and all in the month of March. And all these dates fall right under the erased word that says date. The last column is the reason for the party. Birthday, graduation, bat mitzvah. I just couldn't figure out GNNA. If you have any ideas for what that could mean, please leave them in the comments below.
Graduation award? I don't know.
Which kind of messes
I'm too
with
stupid
my
for
theory
this.
that the game takes place on Vanessa's birthday in September, like the emails say, and my connections to that and the birthday poster in the daycare room and all of the birthday drawings in the sewer room, but whatever. For the record, Lewis's birthday takes place in March, so the birthday poster could be for him. Congratulations, you're now experiencing the constant back and forth that I've been experiencing for the past month. Throughout my research, I started making connections that I haven't seen anyone else talk about before.
How it feels
when you
to
look
just
at
be a
all the
theorist in this
duffel bag
game,
messages
back,
from
forth,
Security Breach in
forward,
order,
left and right,
they start
all
to
over.
tell a few separate stories. The first is about some loud clanging coming from the vents.
The AC
Thank you for
problem.
contacting low-budget building contractors. We've done a preliminary inspection and find
Low-budget
nothing
building
wrong with your
contractors.
ventilation system. The loud clanging, banging, and scraping noises which were reported don't appear to be reproducible. Call us if it happens again. Invoice attached. Keith. I still can't find what is making all the clanging noise in the AC system. This is the 5th visit this week. If I could reach that stupid vent behind the exercise maze room, I could get to the catwalks over Gator Golf and take a look. Maybe someone who works in Mazercise knows how. I believe all the banging and scraping noises in the vents is the blob slowly collecting all of the old animatronics, sneaking through the mall through the vents. And I believe
That's
Vanessa
terrifying.
catches onto this and tries to stop it. How does she try to stop it? Well, the animatronics and endos are too big to crawl into the vents, so she finds something smaller. Well, somehow, someone broke into a Rockstar Row display case and stole the wind-up
I was
Music
just
Man
thinking about
prototypes.
that.
The case was
So, okay, yeah. This is another first-time case, too. So that would mean what he's implying is that she put the Music Mans, and I guess what the text has to imply, too, that she put the Music Mans in the vents to try to see the blob. or intervene. So she's the reason why I'm getting constantly chased by Music Mans throughout the game. That was annoying.
Smashed, and there's glass on the floor, but no sign of a break-in. Nothing else seems to be missing. I have no idea how they got into the building, and there's nothing on the security footage. Now what should I do? Should I call the police and report a break-in? Vanessa is using those Music Man prototypes to man the vents and ward off the blob. How did she cover up the fact that she stole the prototypes? Well, she's the head of security, so she probably deleted all the footage of the crime, did a self-report specifically mentioning the glass on the floor, and then swept the glass up. How do I know she swept up the glass? Because the one place we see broken glass is where this video began, in the secret room right next to a broom. These messages lead right into our next story, the catwalks over Monty Golf. In one of the previous messages, the maintenance worker mentions needing to get to the vent behind Mazercise to see what's making all the noise. This is one of the many times Mazercise and the vent behind Mazercise that connects to the catwalks over Monty Golf is mentioned. The maintenance employees, Monty is seen skipping performances and being found in the catwalks, and another employee just wants to find the key to the controls for the maze. They write, "Where is everyone? Leo was the only one who had a copy of the maze control key, but I haven't seen him for months. Maybe that creepy bot knows where he is." Leo was supposed to train it to work the maze. Instead, he tricked the bot into doing busy work under the daycare theater. I'll check after the all-staff meeting tonight. Leo hasn't been seen for months because Vanessa killed him. She wanted to be the only one accessing that vent behind Mazercise. To make sure of that, Leo wasn't the one who programmed the bot, and the bot wasn't programmed just to do busy work under the daycare theater. Vanessa programmed the bot to protect the Mazercise control key that she stashed there. When you first walk underneath the daycare theater, you're met with a bunch of endoskeletons that are not active. They only activate once you grab that Mazercise control key. And to top that all off, what sweatshirt is hanging in the secret daycare room? The Mazercise sweatshirt. Vanessa made sure that no one was accessing that vent. Why? I'm honestly not sure. It could be because Monty Golf.
And it's because of her that I had to deal with that terrifying moment. Do you understand how annoying that part is to die in? If Monty is your last animatronic that you need to get to, you have to grab that key for the Mazercise, get to Monty, get Monty without him getting you, or else you have to go all the way back. Bro, so Vanny's basically the reason why I had to go through that annoying stuff. Got it.
Was the last known
Bro, now that ending where it looked like she died is more satisfying to me.
No one was around when she made Monty destroy Bonnie so she could use his endo to rebuild Afton, or it could be something completely different. The Monty one is my idea, but if you have any ideas, please leave them below.
It's kind of crazy how I never actually thought about how some of the stuff got there. I should have just knew it was Vanny, because I mean the whole game is about them being hacked so Afton can come back. I never really thought about that like that.
This big mystery is about the staff meeting. There are 5 messages that talk
about
the
brain,
staff
dude, it's pea brain, I'm telling you.
The staff meeting takes place on Thursday at 11:30 p.m., 30 minutes before the mall locks down and the security doors shut. It's revealed that one of the employees is scared of getting fired if they don't attend the meeting, and that the meeting will have cake being served. We find out through this message that the meeting was to tell all of the night staff that they're being replaced by the staff bots and to, quote, enjoy the additional time spent with your families. If you don't look further than that, it's not too interesting. Obviously, the company is cheap and wants to save money on labor, so they just replace their real employees with staff bots. But where did this meeting take place? I'll tell you, it took place here, right where you find the message from the meeting about the staff being replaced. As you can see, this room is demolished. For the most part, the Pizzaplex is fairly clean except for this room. I believe that Vanessa wanted to be the only human working shift effective immediately, using the endos to kill all of the staff just like she used them to protect the Mazercise control key. Remember that employee that said they were going to grab the Mazercise control key from under the daycare theater after the staff meeting? Well, the reason the key is still there when we're playing the game is because that person never made it out of that staff meeting. There's further proof of this, although not solid, in the endo section of the game in parts and service, where you can see a secret endo with cake all over its face hiding behind a fence, right next to the door where it has a picture of an endo attacking
what? I've never seen that. I'd be so terrified. I would have thought that he ate a kid. And then the cake at the birthday party, if I seen that. Bro.
Does this, the security doors shut
I should have picked up more of those bags to see this lore, dude.
And deleting all of the security footage that would hold her accountable. Then, as we see in the FNAF AR emails, Vanessa, having full control of the Fazbear Entertainment System, sends a group of employees on a company retreat. And who else do we see on this list? James Campbell, the same employee she killed to gain access to their system. The
Oh,
newspaper
wow.
we see in the escape ending never identifies the missing people as just kids, it's residents. These residents being employees from the Pizzaplex, therapists, and anyone else who is getting in the way of Vanny. The company retreat is how she explains the staff's disappearance to.
Like, I think I watched a video of MatPat saying that too, like they weren't just kids. Or it might have been Rye Toast, I don't know, but I'm thinking it was more Rye Toast. But dang! Man, wording in FNAF means a lot.
To the company.
I'm actually flabbergasted.
She used the control she had of the company system a lot.
I'm flabbergasted.
Sending and deleting emails to get herself
FNAF is going in
hired
right
and
now.
also to get Roxy Raceway built over the old pizzeria. So the staff meeting wasn't just a staff meeting. It was a chance for Vanessa to make sure that she's the only one working the night shifts so she can fulfill Glitchtrap's orders of bringing him back to his physical form. The next mystery involves the arcade machines. There's at least 6
How does this
messages
just get
detailing
covered
weird
up? Like,
behavior
no
involving
one
various
investigates.
arcade cabinets. The BB World machine went missing from the daycare theater after it started glitching out while guests were playing it. Chica's Feeding Frenzy won't turn off even when unplugged, and the Monty Golf arcade cabinet randomly showed up in the middle of the mini golf course. I honestly have no explanation for these ones. I can't tell if this is Steelwell just trying to tell you where the machines are so you can play them, or if there's actually heavy lore implications. But the Princess Quest machines seem to tell a more clear story. An employee is documenting their journey of trying to free the princess through playing all 3 arcade machines. I'm inclined to believe that this was Lewis based on the one message being titled Red Flag and the location of the final message of the Princess Quest story, but I'm not sure. If Lewis is the one camping out in the secret daycare room trying to free Vanessa by completing all of the Princess Quest machines, that would line up with his desperation in the emails to figure out if Vanessa is okay. That would also explain that one message where someone made a 911 call from inside the Pizzaplex despite Vanessa saying she was the only one there, and maybe Lewis called 911 because Vanessa found him hiding out and spooked him with her army of staff bots and endos and eventually got him fired, all the while taking Lewis's place of occupying that secret daycare room, which explains both of their possessions and stories being present in that room. My only reason that Vanessa didn't straight up kill Lewis is because he was kind of on her side the whole time, so maybe she spared his life. Now we have the mystery of who Gregory is. I genuinely do think that Steelwell intended Gregory to be the rebuilt crying child, but it's easy to say that because the proof we have for that theory is the only real proof we have to identify him. The fact that Freddy says he's broken, the fact that when Freddy gets Roxy's eyes, he suddenly sees Gregory different, the fact that right after Freddy says he's broken, you pass by a group of staff bots reenacting the Give Gifts, Give Life minigame where, wouldn't you know, the bot in the middle representing Golden Freddy is broken. It's the only thing we have to go off of, so obviously some people in the community made that conclusion.
Never thought about
Why
that
doesn't
one.
Gregory recognize Afton
Nor have I
when he
seen
sees
that
him?
one.
Because Gregory was never alive
the 4
to
bots, I
see
haven't
his
seen
dad
that.
turn into what he is today. Why is there no record of him and why is he homeless? Because he probably faked his name to Freddy, and also he's been dead for years at this point. He doesn't have anyone left except Freddy, who I believe contains the soul of his brother Michael. I believe Freddy's voice line when walking towards the Afton ending is him explaining that Vanny used him to dig the path down here, and that when he dug the path he found himself for the first time, aka Michael Afton's soul entered Freddy. Michael, then possessing Freddy, sees Gregory in the audience during a show and is so overwhelmed that
Like, yeah, I always kind of thought it was Michael too.
it causes a malfunction.
Especially
Notice
after
the picture
seeing that,
of the small child on the screen.
especially after
now,
seeing the tunnel
we
you
have
just
Michael, who is mixed with the programming of Glamrock Freddy. That's why he knows so much about the Pizzaplex, all the while being able to care for Gregory so much and say weird lines like he did in the Afton ending. Michael regrets his actions that led to his brother's death, and now will do anything to protect him. I don't believe the other 3 animatronics are possessed. I think they're just under Vanny's control through the virus. What is the Blob? I believe MatPat did a fantastic job explaining what the Blob is in his newest theory, and I actually agree with him. In short, the Blob is the result of what happened in Pizzeria Simulator, when Henry burns everyone to a crisp. When he did that, their souls may have been freed, but all of the agony was left behind, melding into this one big blob monster that's determined to do the same thing Afton is trying to do: return to physical form by collecting old animatronic parts that are displayed across the mall. If you want a more detailed explanation about the Blob, I recommend MatPat's video. I'll link it below.
Yeah,
and
MatPat
lastly,
taught me a
who
lot
is
about the
Patient
agony
46?
thing
I
when I
honestly
watched that.
think they're a new character that's yet to be introduced, giving Steeble Studios more time to figure out a good way to tell this story. Like I said earlier, it seems like Patient 46 has taken on some of the roles that Vanessa was supposed to have in the story that FNAF AR was setting up. The only real proof that Patient 46 could be Gregory is that the patient is described to be a child, but other than that, nothing really lines up. Let me throw out some odd connections that I picked up on while re-listening to the CDs. Vanessa mentions compartmentalizing her father and locking him away, which would directly connect her to being Tape Girl. But then who do we play as in FNAF VR? Maybe her sister coming to save her, but since Vanessa's Tape Girl, she tricked her sister, and now we play as Vanessa in the Curse of Dreadbear DLC and her sister in FNAF VR, and now they're never mind. The answer
I'm confused.
is that there's no answer, at least yet. To summarize, I believe
hopefully
the story
everything
of
comes
Security
together and
Breach
ends in
changed
ruin,
over
'cause
time.
holy
FNAF
crap.
AR introduced a story that Steeble only wanted pieces of, keeping the things they liked and changing the things they didn't. The goal of this video was to make sense of what they were trying to say while also filling in some gaps of the story we've yet to figure out. I definitely didn't talk about everything, like Vanessa possibly being Elizabeth Afton or the secret sticky note room, so maybe I'll do a part 2 if you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below. Did I just solve Security Breach? Not in the way I think you were expecting, but I think I solved it in a way that shows that we cannot solve this game with the current content that we have. Anyways, that's all. I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe. I am begging.
Yeah, I made sure to subscribe. This guy is crazy. Like, that is a lot of stuff to consider, but but at the same time, you can't really fully consider it and fathom it because there's no pieces, or there's like not enough pieces, like he says. It's definitely head scratching, but it definitely is like head turning. I think that's the best way to explain that video. Like, a lot of stuff is kind of confusing, but I get it at the same time, and it makes me like turn my head and think like, wow, it actually is like what it is. I don't know, but man, this definitely did open me up to a lot of lore aspects in the game that I either forgot or just firstly heard about. I can't really tell which, because you guys know how slow I am. But yeah, if you guys want more FNAF content, FNAF theory content from Ride Toast or FNAF or Matt Pat, make sure you guys hit the like button, comment down below what you guys think about this video from FNAF in my comments. Give me some reaction video requests, subscribe, turn on all notifications. I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Make sure you guys answer that question of the day that I definitely put up on the video. I hope I did.